Hello, welcome back to another video on Vedic astrology. Today, I'm going to speak to you about Rajayogas in a very simple way that could get you started on the journey of understanding what is Rajayoga. Rajayoga by itself means the best of yogas. So Raj or Raja means the king. It does not always refer to political power, but there are people who have it but have not become celebrities or politicians or all those famous people, but in their own walks of in their own way they would be more successful than most others who are living along with them. The Rajayogas are always caused only by the lords of certain houses, meaning the planets that own certain houses are the nominee planets that get involved with Rajayogas. What are they? So I'm going to explain to you in a very easy way how this can be understood, how you can spot Rajayogas in a chart. So first call the houses 1, 4, 7, 10 as square houses, or if you want you can call it as Vishnu sthanas. So 1, 4, 7, 10 is called the squares. What is the first house? The first house is your Lagna, and then you have the fourth house. Then square to that, you have the seventh house and then the 10th house. The other set of houses are called the trines. So the trines are the 5th and the 9th. Some people include the first also as a trine. It doesn't matter because anyway Kendra includes the first house. So, but the 5th and the 9th houses are called the trinal houses, and you can call it as Lakshmi sthanas. This is just to allow you to quickly grasp the point. That is because we know that in Hinduism the combination of Vishnu and Lakshmi is the ideal thing to happen, because Vishnu represents certain types of activities in this world, especially the work and the protection and the other aspects, but Lakshmi represents the wealth. So a combination of intelligence and education and profession combined with wealth and prosperity. So for that we are using these ideas. Vishnu sthanas are 1, 4, 7, 10 and Lakshmi sthanas are 5, 9. If you are not Hindu, just ignore this. You can say they are square houses and trinal houses. Either way, there is some, this is just a method to remember which are the planets involving in a Rajayoga. So once you know 1, 4, 7, 10, the lords or the planet owning the 1, 4, 7, 10, write them out on a piece of paper, the names of the lords of these houses. Let's say you do your own horoscope and you say who is the first lord, write it down, the 4th lord, the 7th lord and the 10th lord. Now these are called the lords of the squares. Then adjacent to that write the lords of the trines 5 and 9. Okay, let us do an example. A person is born in Makara Lagna and that is Capricorn. So the lord of the 1st, 4th, 7th and 10th will be, the first lord is Saturn, the 4th lord is Mars, the 7th lord is Moon and the 10th lord is Venus. So these are the lords of 1, 4, 7, 10. So keep them aside and then find out the lord of the 5th and the 9th. The 5th lord is Venus and the 9th lord is Mercury. Now that you have written the names of the lords of the Kendras and the Trikonas, you are now ready to find out if there is any Rajayoga. Okay, so this is the first method. The first method is just find out if any of the lords of Kendra is in a Trikona. That is the lords of 1, 4, 7, 10. Any of these planets, are they in a trinal house? At the moment you get yes for the answer, then you can mark that as one of the Rajayogas. In the same way, the lords of the 5th and 9th houses, just find out where they are. Have they gone to 1, 4, 7, 10? Are they placed in houses 1, 4, 7, 10. If you get yes, then say that is also a Rajayoga. So the simplest way of tracing out Rajayogas is, are the lords of the Kendras in Trikonas, or are the Trikonadhipatis, the planet that owns the 5th and the 9th, are they in Kendra? The next thing is, in whatever ways you can relate or connect the Kendras and the Trikonas, all that is a Rajayoga. For example, the Lord of the 4th can be with the Lord of the 5th, that is a Rajayoga. The Lord of the 4th can aspect the Lord of the 5th, that is a Rajayoga. So any type of relationship will lead to a Rajayoga whenever these planets are involved. So the relationship can be like this. They can be together, or they can look at each other, or they could have exchanged houses. That is called a Parivartana Yoga. So these are the several ways that can happen, and it is very strong if it is a mutual aspect. For example, planet A aspects planet B, and planet B also aspects planet A, when both these planets are involved as the Kendradhipatis or the Trikonadhipatis. So this is the simple way of understanding Rajayogas. Do Rajayogas always work? It works under certain conditions. That is the most complex part of the Rajayoga discussion, because you will have to move to higher levels of astrology to understand when it works and when it does not work. You should be aware that this Rajayoga must not be spoiled by another planet. That's the most important thing. So let's say two people have united and they are out to do something. Two musicians have come together and they're going to give a wonderful performance. And then in between there is a joker. Somebody is going to spoil the show. So obviously those two people cannot perform. So you will have to understand that if a bad planet, especially the lords of the 3rd house, the lords of the 6th house, the lord of the 11th house, these are called lords of bad houses. If these planets get in between the Rajayoga planets by relationship, direct relationship, meaning conjunctions, or if they are aspecting the Rajayoga planets, then the quality of the Rajayoga comes down. So this is the complex part, but I'm not going into that. But in this video, I'm only going to give you a simple way to understand what is a Rajayoga. It is very important to find out if the Rajayoga planet is really strong. There is something which is promised by a Rajayoga planet, but we'll have to reconfirm whether it is really capable of doing that. For example, you may have elected somebody to the position of chief minister or a prime minister, but you really don't know whether he is really qualified for that. So only after he comes to power you will get to know that. But in astrology you can know that beforehand itself. By doing these checks, you can find out if the planet giving the Rajayoga is very strong. You can use the Shadbala, which I will deal in a later video, or you can find out if that planet is well placed. Is the planet placed in its own house? Then it is in a very happy mood to give the Rajayoga. If the planet is exalted, then it is all the more happy and ready to give the Rajayoga effects. And if it is in its Mula Trikona, then also it is ready. But let's say if it is weakened in Shadbala, Shadbala is a very important thing that you need to know about a planet. Nowadays computer horoscopes let you know the Shadbala of each planet, and if it is debilitated and it is also weak in Shadbala, then whatever is promised will not happen. So that is the issue. So failure to understand Rajayoga and its fullness from all its complex angles has led to a lot of dissatisfaction amongst the clients, and also sometimes astrologers have also doubted whether astrology is a valid science. The reason for that is they have found that in many horoscopes there was this Raj Yoga, but it did not give its result as promised. It is not the defect of the Rajayogas, it is the defect of people who are not able to really assess whether that Rajayoga is real, strong or not. I'm going to do a lot more videos on Rajayogas, but this is the fundamental one. This is the first one of the series, and to understand further, I have done some Vedic astrology lessons like number 1 to 6. You can view all that and have a good idea about the lordship of planets, the lordship of houses, and what it means when we say a planet is looking at another planet, and also exaltation and debilitation has been covered in a different video. So once you have a good idea about own house status, exaltation and all other rules, then you will be in a better position to really assess a Raj Yoga. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and please do not forget to add your comments, and if you have any doubts, let me know. Thank you.